Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us. This is Carol Parisi with Champion News Talk Radio, brought to you by championnews.net. And remember, you can check us out at our YouTube site at one word, Champion News Online. You can view all of these great editions of Champion News at Champion News Online at YouTube. Today, our founder, Jack Roser, and myself have Steve Balich, who's running for Will County Board. And during the break, we had all kinds of great conversations. But Steve, what made you join this Tea Party movement, then actually take it to the next level and run for county board?
It's interesting to say this because before the Tea Party was really the Tea Party, I had been working with a local group trying to address the education problem. And at that time, vouchers were a big topic. So I got a call from Dan Proft, who came out and talked to our group. This is way before he ran for governor.
Okay.
And then
about what year was this?
2007.
Okay.
No,
so this was just after the shellacking we got here in Illinois in 2006.
Going a long way back. And after that, you know, I kept in contact with Dan, and his secretary said, "Why don't you start a Tea Party?" And I didn't know what it was. And then she explained it. So I got a hold of one of my friends, Vivian Porter, and we formed the Homer Lockport Tea Party. And once we did that, we had a couple rallies. Tim Carlitis from Joliet, who was also running for county board, he did a rally in Joliet with 10,000 people.
Wow.
So we
with the
decided,
Tea Party Express, when the Tea Party Express came through.
It was huge. They had to close I-80 down.
That was in August, when all the health care, it was the August recess back in 2009. They had 10,000 people there.
It was huge.
Imagine that.
So what we did is I called them up and said, why don't we get together? And so we met for breakfast and we said, all right, let's do something. And then we did a couple rallies, and we found out we were all like-minded, and that we all wanted to make a difference, that we didn't have a personal agenda. We were about making a difference for America. So we started doing numerous rallies.
Did many Democrats join into that thing with you?
Absolutely. I would say probably our Tea Party has, my guess, about 40% Democrat.
Wow.
Wow, that's a lot.
And they're not progressives, again, you know, like, we want to separate the two. These people are Democrats, and they're getting hurt by all the progressives' policies, the same as we are.
Well, the bureaucratic socialism that this new Democratic Party is, these are not the 1950s.
The leaders at the top are the scum that have given us this bad reputation.
Well, they say scum rises to the top. I mean, if you've ever seen a pond, that's where the scum is.
We have 13 people running from our Tea Party for office.
Say that again. Say that again.
13 of our group are running for office. One of them's Garrett Peck running for state senate. We have a couple state reps. We have about 5 people on county board, where you have people for each one of the county executive seats. So our Tea Party is very engaged in the system. We've been preaching it from the beginning. You can't just say it stinks. You got to go out and do something about it, and that's get somebody elected and change it.
You are walking the talk.
Our aim in this election is to get 6 more people elected to the Senate and to the House in Illinois. That's the big thing. We can worry about Obama. If we do a good job in our own state, we'll help to knock down Obama too. But we need to put 6 more Republicans in and 6 less Democrats. Everybody's got to vote to get the Democrats out of power downstate, because the ruling Democrats are what gave us this terrible reputation as the most corrupt state, and richly deserved. They've been in charge of this thing. And the other thing is we are bankrupt, and the worst of all, and mainly in what you brought up, was about schooling. Our K-12 school system and the stinking IEA union, Illinois Miseducation Association, they've made a mess of it. They're powerful politically. We have to unseat that union before we can really win back the legislature in Illinois so that we can get rid of all of the debt that we've got.
You know, one of our Tea Party people ran for school board and never ran for anything else. And there were 6 people running against her. She won, and she got on the board. She's making a difference. And she actually told the rest of the board that when they talk about everything is for the kids, that they use that term like a race card. And those board members
It
should
isn't
be
for
ashamed.
the kids. It's for the union members
That's right.
and the guys that are running the system and making $200,000 a year for running a school district. They compare, those superintendents of school districts compare themselves to captains of industry. The first thing I'd say is, do they have a sales department? No, they don't have to please their customers, because in the end, all their customers come because a truant officer is there to see that they do. They don't have a sales department.
They have a hand-picked board.
Well,
is what
They have a
have.
hand-picked board because of the union. The
Right.
teachers' union has got the muscle in the street and all of the money in the world, and they dominate the taxpayer and the parents, and they don't do a damn thing that's any good for the kids.
That's the only reason that this woman was able to win, because the Tea Party got behind her.
Now, how did the
Otherwise, it
Tea
would
Party
never
get
happen.
behind her? Explain what you
Well,
did, because these are good
Once
practices.
we started saying we're engaging the system at everything we did, we put out a list. These are all the open offices, and we need people to fill every one of them. We can't give anybody any quarter. This young lady, she said, "I'll do it." So when
She
she
needs
said
help,
it,
though. Is she
we
the
did.
only one that's been elected to the school board?
yeah,
Well,
she's the only one that ran.
That's good she did, and it's a start. But what you really got to do is get 2 people on a school board, because the school board will just shut you up. You can make them, you can move to do something, but there won't be anybody to second the motion.
Does she have anybody that's
Gotta
on
have
her
second.
side
Well,
that gives her
and I
some
found
leverage?
out
She's
over the years.
getting people to second what she does. She doesn't win all the arguments. She says she has to pick the battles because she's basically probably against everything they say.
Do you
This is
want
so far
precincts?
off the rails in the education system, our primary and secondary. It's so far off the rails that you have massive changes to make to get the quality up and the cost down. It isn't a lack of money. These people are the worst management folks that preside at anything in the state of Illinois, are these twits that are running the school system.
You know, at the same school that she's on now, I just found out that they want to start a gay straight club. You know, and
We
what
need
does
that.
that have to do with education? So now that we know that, we're going to go after it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we have to educate the kids, not talk about their private sexual life. That's stupid.
Now, under what context are they doing that? As a club?
club.
It's not within human development or whatever. They're
Well, why
not
can't they have a Tea
disguising
Party
it.
club or a conservative
Could
club?
they do
or
have a? Could they have other kind of clubs?
Well,
Let's say a Jesus club, for example.
Jesus club?
Could they do that?
No, you can't have Christian stuff in the schools. You can have witchcraft there.
Yeah.
That's fine, but you dare not have
I
Christian
would,
education.
you know, if this goes far enough, you know, I'll stand in front of that board and tell them the Constitution says equal protection under the law.
Yeah, right.
And if you're going to give that group this, then I'm going to name off a whole series of clubs that I want started here.
Well, our money's got something on it. In God we trust, and so does our Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes.
Well, why is religion excluded from the public places?
Just so
We
that
have
we
a-
can destroy the
Right.
country.
We have a freedom of religion, not freedom from religion. The separation of church and state, that is such a misnomer, that is so misexplained. We are not to have a national religion. We do not have a national religion like England had, the Church of England.
Right.
But it's not that we are supposed to take religion out. And that's what's made America great, but you have a lot of these progressives, these atheists, and as Michael Brown has always said, if you take God out of the picture, that gives government more power, because now you have no one to lean on or nothing to lean on but government. Did I say that right, Michael, as you
did.
always say it?
Thus is the social
consequences.
experiment. Thus is the social experiment that has become our public school monopoly system.
And Steve, you should be running for school board. All we've been doing is talking about schools. You are running for county board. What is the name
Tea
of?
Party people should run for school boards.
Absolutely.
Not just one, run for every open seat.
Every open
and
seat.
get out and fight for it. It is the most important thing because it controls your taxes.
Yes.
And it controls the education your kids get.
And you know what?
right now, the union is in charge.